front of the camera. So today we are going to talk about science and technology. Without further ado, we are going to start our discussion now. So in my opinion, when we are going to talk about science and technology, what comes first to my mind is education. So in my opinion, science and technology is plays a crucial part in this education system all around the world, including Malaysia. So recently, I watched an educational YouTube videos about evolution of education. So around 1800s, the education system in the world started with education 1.0. So it was a traditional methods way of learning, and it is involved direct transferation of information. In a simpler words, the information and knowledge that students receive are mainly from the teachers. So it is a teacher-centered method. So it involves little or no collaboration at all with technologies. And then we have education 2.0. So education 2.0 was between the 1900s. So in this era, the education system begins to open to the internet access. So what I mean by that is students can gather information and knowledge whether from their teachers in the classroom or they search for the information through the internet, but with the limited access of source of information. For example, before they have podcasts, wikis, blogs, and personal websites. So, and then we jump into education 3.0. So, education 3.0 was between 1990s until the early of 2000s. In this era of education, the learners are able to share knowledge between themselves, and it involves co-constructivism. So we as learners can learn virtually and connect one to another. And at this particular time, the famous one was the application called Skype. So yeah. And then next we have education 4.0. It was started since 2000s until today. So the aim of education 4.0 is to align with the emerging of fourth industrial revolution, fourth IR. So it transforms education through advanced technological improvement and innovation. Also, the uses of artificial intelligence, robotics, and smart technologies are widely used nowadays. So, in my opinion, with the current technology that keeps getting more and more advanced, we as educators and learners should getting ourselves familiar with the current technology that is rapidly improving. So, yes, I think that is all from me. So, what about you, MUHAIMIN?
Personally, I think science and technology are two of the most significant and important in this world, components in this world, which is everything and phenomena that happen in this world involve science and technology. Science and technology also give a lot of impact in our daily lives, which is in how we communicate, how we transport from place to another place, and how we do our chores at home. So, however, with overly depending on science and technology, I think it is very bad for society because it can lead to addicted, lack of skills, and even make the job even less. I mean, reduce the job.
The opportunity.
Yes. So with this over depending on science and technology, I think if let's say one day science and technology suddenly disappear, I think it's very chaotic to society because what we use for our daily life all involve science and technology, such as cars, laptop, and so on. So I think science and technology also have a bad side, which is kids nowadays we can see they are isolated from the outside world. We can see now they only play games in their room. So it can lead them to mental illness, which we can avoid if we teach them to be sociable to society. Also, I think science and technology, especially in transport, we can see nowadays a lot of cars and transportation we can use, such as high bullet train, aeroplane, and helicopter. So with this technology, we can across the countries within an hour. So it made our journey more faster and efficient. So I think science and technology are good for relevant for us, but with a good use. I mean, if us humans make good use of science and technology, we can create a better place for others. That's all from me. How about you, Farrah?
For me, I have a simple opinion about science and technology. For me, I think that science and technology is about invention and innovation of technologies and discoveries of new things. For example, discoveries of new kinds of machines, apps, and a lot more. So basically, science for me is about observation, experimentation, analysis, and understanding of phenomena of the world. And technology is about application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes and in using tools in our daily life. So science and technology has contributed a lot to the world and society, whether in our daily life or in profession. Moreover, science and technology drive innovation and contribute to advancements in various fields, including machine, engineering, and environmental science. For example, in engineering, field has helped a lot throughout the centuries. So that's all.
Alright, so I think let us jump into the next part of the session, which is let's talk about the advantages of science and technology. So I'm going to start first. In my opinion, generally in terms of education, science and technology helps to facilitate learning and improve performance of learners. So my first point is science and technology can make faster and easier access to information. So as we all know, internet is a vast reservoir of information. It is an ocean of knowledge. So with one click or two, we can get every details of the information or knowledge that we are needed on our fingertips only. So we can Google it or search it on the various search engines, and tons of results may appear on our screens. And then we don't have to go to the libraries to search search through the piles of books or articles in order to finish our homeworks or assignments. So it makes our task easier. As I said just now, it contains vast number of sources. For example, nowadays we have websites, tutorial sites, YouTube videos, and many other educational applications. So by this method way of learning, we can make ourselves be less dependent on others' help. So we can help ourselves to be enriched in knowledge and make ourselves as self-sufficient learner. So we do not depend on others' help so much. Alright. My second point is science and technology helps increase the scope for distance learning. Alright. So when I mention distance learning, I'm pretty sure that we would think of online classes. The terms of online classes could not be forgotten, as we are very familiar to it, especially since during COVID-19 pandemic. So we as learners and also the educators, the authority of Minister of Education, also utilize the uses of Zoom meetings and Google Meets. Even nowadays, we are still using it for our online class. So also, we can share our documents, important research links, and media files during online session with others. So the teachers or the educators can share their learning materials through this kind of platforms. Also, science and education helps enhance students' capabilities and skills of using technology. And they can take the opportunity to take extra online classes as additional tutoring. So at the same time, they can help to improve their understanding in a certain topics. For example, the famous one in Malaysia, we have Math Clinic Tuition Center and PTKI Tuition Center. Also, one of the YouTube academy is Han Academy, helps students a lot. And then, my third point would be science and technology uses teaching methods. So for this point, I would like to use a specific example, which is Google Classroom. Basically, Google Classroom helps teachers or educators to give instructions, tasks, and enable them to grade marks properly and systematically. So, students also can be aware of the assignments or tasks that were given by their lecturers, by their teachers, with the exact date of submission. So, it is very systematic and easy to understand in order to finish all the tasks given. Education, science and technology in education also help students to keep track of, helps teachers or lecturers to keep track of their students' performance within class. So, for example, when they attach a homework for their students, and then they can detect some of the students that do not do the homework, or maybe their working are have a little bit of mistakes. So via that, teachers can help the students to improve themselves. So what about you, Mubin?
Okay, in my opinion, science and technology has a lot of benefits in transportation sector, which is, as we know, petrol is a non-renewable energy, which is very limited sources. So that a lot of cars companies such as Tesla, Nissan, Ford, they invest their cars into EVs, which is electric car. So that the use of batteries as the source to move the car, they can they can reduce the release of harmful gases to environment, which is more eco-friendly and good for our environment. So also plus science and technology in transportation also create a lot of job opportunities, which is we can see on the road the pink bag, which is Foodpanda and Grab. They can society make a good use of transportation to earn money, which is very good, and I think it is one of the what is it? Practical way to which is now job is limit. So with this technology they can create their job. So also with train and aeroplane in our country, we can attract more tourists to come to our country. With this technology, we can government can create a lot of income. With the income, they can help more people and repair all the infrastructure. Also, we can increase our country economy. So also with technology, over a century ago, we can see our ancestors use horse carriage, cow carriage to transport from place to another place. Nowadays, we can see a lot of cars, motorcycle on the road, even buses and ferry. So with invention of science and technology in transportation, I think it is very benefits to society, which is we can use the transportation so that we can reach our destination more faster, efficient and safer. That's all. How about you, Farrah?
For me, I would like to talk specifically about engineering sector. So for me, the advantages of one of the advantages of science and technology in our life is improving quality of life. So engineers develop electronics, software, and communication systems that make daily tasks easier and more connected. So our life becomes easier due to science and technology. And we can see that from time to time. For example, like how MUHAIMIN has explained just now about vehicles. We used to walk in like centuries ago. Humans just walk and walk barefoot, and then we have carriages, and then we move to motors like cars, motorcycles, and now we have more vehicles like planes, buses, ferries, and all. And these machines has helped human doing tasks that are out of our ability. And more example, we have like how we cook. So in the old days, we used to cook using we have to start fire from woods and charcoal to cook. But then we have now we have gas to start fire, and engineers have also developed an electric good for us to generate energy. So we don't have to use gases and all. So this has proved that science and technology helped us a lot throughout the years. Moreover, science and technology help humans in communication and information. First, like the old days, humans use smoke to tell the people from other place that something is happening. But now, if there's an emergency, so now that we have internet, Wi-Fi, social media, so we don't have to use a lot of energy, and it takes less time and effort to spread information, and that is more accurate. And moreover, it's even faster, and the use of phones has become a lot easier with ChatGPT and so on. Also, during movement control order during the COVID-19 breakout, it has helped. Engineering has helped a lot during that time. Like how Alia mentioned just now about education. We use Google Meet to forecasters and all, but also not just for that. Google Meet is also for workers to do meetings and such. Also for the entertainment industry too, like the Korean pop concerts. They make concerts online so that they can get income even though they can't go for boat tours and all. So and my third point is engineering has helped in economic competitiveness. This can be proved from Japan, because Japan is very advanced in engineering, as we all know. For example, during the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they have developed a lot after that. Even though it was such a disaster, as we all know, but they rise back from that due to engineering. So it has helped a lot. And also, engineering can attract investment from other countries, because not all countries develop some kind of machines and application. So like in Singapore, they have like Shopee for people to shopping online. So due to that, Singapore can have investment from other countries. So because of all this, the people can have higher standards of living. So that's all for me.
Apart from the advantages mentioned just now, we also know that science and technology has its cons, has its business. So, in terms of education, the first one is the disadvantages of science and technology in education is it can cause academic dishonesty. So, in a simple words, it can cause cheating. So, because nowadays there were tons of academic tests that are conducted online. So, as students are getting friendlier with the technology, they tend to misuse the technologies around them. They take technologies for granted. So, for example, as a scenario, buyer because there are tons of ways to cheat online. So these kind of issues can lead to build the student's personality or mentality in the modern way of technology of education, which they might think that they do not have to work hard anymore because technologies are everything. They can depend on technologies. So, alright. So my next point is that technology can cause distraction. So as we all know, most of the works or assignments or learning materials are on our devices. So we or students tend to open up another applications that is kind of distracting us. For example, we have Instagram nowadays, TikToks, X, and games such as Mobile Legends and so on. So maybe within the session of studying, we have our 5-minute short breaks to become 1 hour of scrolling social media. So we all can relate about that. So it can cause procrastinations. So the catchy and trendy videos on the page makes them more interesting and make us having a hard time to focus on one thing at a time. So, and we ended up wasting our time by scrolling for hours and hours and lead to addictions. So next, science and technology in education also, in general, can lead to the declining of our health because as everything on our devices, on our gadgets, so we are tend to have overexposure to the screen time in our daily life. So basically, continuous blue light exposure can lead to various physical issues. For example, it can lead to dry eyes or eye strain, headache, and maybe sleep deprivation. Well, that is for the physical effects. Well, sometimes it can also affect the social emotional development of a human too. For a simple way, it can lead to depression or maybe anxiety. So, what do you think, Aimin?
In my opinion, science and technology have undeniably changed the way we move, making transportation more efficient and more faster. However, these advancements come with bad downside, which we need to consider, which is like I say just now, EV vehicles. So the battery production of EV vehicles itself need lithium ion minerals, which is very rare minerals. So that they have to mining to require the minerals. So when they mining such as that area, when let's say when storms or heavy rain happen, it may lead to landslide, which is natural disaster. So that it may impact on our environment. So next, okay. So with let's say our country want to use science and technology interpretation, which is want to generate, want to create, want to build more facilities of infrastructure for transportation. So the rest of new transportation technology is very expensive that we can create economic problems to our countries. Also, while technology may create jobs in some sectors, they also threaten traditional jobs, which is driving professions. It can lead to economic instability for many countries. So, uh, so financial burden of developing and implementing these new technologies also also can be steep. Governments and companies often invest heavily in research and development, which is very expensive to invest in research and development for science and technology. Which, so this can divert funds from essential services like public transportation, ultimately affecting those who rely on this system the most. Okay, so the next point is, as we can see, nowadays public transportation, the usage of public transportation is very low. So that we can see families or people nowadays has their own car. So with many cars on the road, so there are a lot of harmful gases that that's released to the environment. So it may lead to haze, pollution, and so on. So I think people technology and science and technology is has a lot of benefits, but it's the society itself that make good use of it. So uh, so uh, I think we can use public transportation to reduce the global warming. So also with science and technology in transportation can lead into social implications. Like I said just now, the usage of public transportation is very low. So with their so in their car they cannot interact with other people like we use in public transportation. So that we can the bond between society is very low, and we can, if there are problems we cannot solve it very well. So that is for me. How about you, Farah?
For me, maybe some of my points was mentioned by Alia and MUHAIMIN, but I would like to elaborate them with my perspective. My first point is about job displacement. So, engineering sector has developed a lot of machines, apps, and tools for humans to use in professions, in industry, and so on. So the usage of machine in industrial field, which can lead to low job vacancies. So many industry businesses prefers using machines and robots as the work done can be more efficient and can maintain the quality of the products itself compared to how humans handwork. So that can be one of the causes of low job vacancies for humans. And also engineers has developed self-service technologies like vending machines, and also we have shopping apps. So we don't need cashiers or stockists for some online sellers. So due to that, machines has helped a lot, but it harms for some certain people that they don't have job or an income. Also, this can increase the number of unemployed people in our country. Moreover, we have so the science and technology can be risky to humans' health. Like in industrial field, we have a lot of scientists have food technology, they have developed a lot of foods, different kinds of foods that are artificial, there are a lot of chemicals in our food, like artificial flavors, artificial colorings, and artificial flavor. So, and also we have food preservatives so that the food can stay longer. Yeah. So, all of those chemicals can harm our body if we consume them in a large amount. So, even though they are a lot cheaper than real food, so that can harm us. So, and also industrial sector can affect the environment and living things around them. For example, too much exposure to X-ray can cause radiation and becomes a health hazard towards living beings. And also, at the industrial area, there's a lot of smokes and gases that are dangerous to dust, that are dangerous to us. And so my last point is science and technology can cause high risk to human safety. We have nuclear power plant that can generate electric to houses and industrial areas. But once it is started, nuclear power plant should be guarded all the time. So if it is not guarded at some point or not carefully, it can cause explosion that is very dangerous to the people around that power plant. So the Chernobyl disaster in Russia in 1986, there was a nuclear explosion, and that disaster caused a lot of death and property damages. So this can lead to affecting the country's economy too. So there's a lot of even though there's a lot of advantages of science and technology, there are also a lot of disadvantages of science and technology.
Before that, I'd also like some points to MUHAIMIN's point of view. MUHAIMIN has mentioned that people nowadays prefer to have their own cars compared to going somewhere through public transport, right? So, in my opinion, with the various or tons of cars on the roads, it also lead to traffic jams, which also lead to accidents. So, as we all know, accidents in Malaysia keeps increasing time by time, and especially during the peak hours or peak seasons. For example, Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Hari Raya Cina, and so on. Would you like to add anything?
No.
So that's all. So in a nutshell, or to sum up, I could say that science and technology in our life have their benefits or advantages to people, to us. But at the same time, it also has their weaknesses or cons to the people if they use it in the wrong way. Would you like to add?
For me, knowledge on science and technology must be used mindfully for development of the world, because it is we have to develop more and more from time to time. So there's a lot of importance of science and technology that we should acknowledge and take advantage of. It is clear that science and technology is very beneficial for us. However, low knowledge on science and technology can lead to disaster, like how I mentioned just now about the disaster, nuclear explosion, and nowadays we have war in Palestine.
Yes.
Because of that, that can harm us too. They can also cause the new generation to be passive due to overusage of technologies, that they become too dependent on technologies. Balancing these benefits and challenges is crucial to ensure that science and technology contribute positively to society, promoting progress while addressing potential drawbacks. Therefore, I hope that there are more developments on science and technology, as there are still some lackings in certain parts of the world.
I have points, so I want to say something too. So in conclusion, while science and technology have greatly transformed transportation, making it more efficient and more faster, it is very important to remain mindful of the challenges such as safety concerns, environment impacts, social isolation and infrastructure strain, which we need to consider before we innovate something. So by collaboration of our country leaders and other companies leader, so I hope they can create a community which is safe, sustainable and more efficient for society to use it. So I hope with this collaboration we can make a good use of it and create a better place to live. So that's all from me.
Lastly, from myself, I think as the science and technology that keeps improving or keeps developing, I think we as a society, especially parents, need to educate their children or maybe the teenagers and